We built this MVP with a fast API backend, React UI components, and Tailwind styling frontend, and a Lang. We structure the AI pipeline as a LangGraph state graph, with each node handling one focus step in the analysis process. The parse case file extracts the metadata, entity type, risk level, analyst name. Independent reconstruction is about the agent, the system here, forming its own view. So that's used to check if the line 1 analyst risk rating was correct. The documentation, which has got a 15% weightage. So this scores the completeness of the documents which are collected. Then there is a customer due diligence adequacy piece, which has got a 15. We have got the risk assessment, checks whether the risk rating is justified. Hence, it has got a 20% weightage here. It flags a mandatory fail if the rating is wrong. If it's high risk rating and it has been marked as medium, it's an automatic fail. The next one is the review screening. So this review sanctions PEP screening. Again, it's a mandatory fail if a true match was missed. Then UBO, which has got a 15% weightage. So this checks ultimate beneficial ownership and mandatory fail if the UBO was missed. EDD, which has got a 10% weightage, enhanced due diligence. This is skipped entirely if EDD was not required or triggered. Communication and notes, 5%. This checks internal notes and communication quality. Review data quality, 5%, checks for data entry errors and completeness. The calculate weighted score aggregates everything, applies the weighted scoring. Weights are normalized if EDD was skipped, very important. Now, excellent is greater than or equal to 95%. Acceptable is between 85 and 95%. And anything less than 85% is a fail. So either a weighted score of 85% or less, or any of the mandatory fails that we have discussed till now is a fail. Finally, generate feedback, produces structured, actionable feedback items, and then it compiles the final report. So it assembles everything into a final report dictionary. Now, as I mentioned before, there is the synthetic case injection piece and the performance and coaching modules which need to be done. Synthetic case injection is when we just wish to test that the AI agent is functioning as it says, or even the human spreadsheet-based agent is doing the job appropriately. So we might give slightly tricky or difficult kind of cases, synthetically generated. Of course, they get saved in a slightly different queue. And then performance and coaching modules. So from our experience across various organizations, there are a lot of focus areas in terms of performance for people who are working in compliance and risk operations. The performance and coaching module identifies areas for improvement and then takes action on them. We used Cursor and Claude to accelerate the development of the MVP, but the architecture, product decisions, and most importantly, taste are entirely driven by our deep domain expertise. So right now we can see that the system has managed to do the computations. Yeah. So you can see the weighted overall score is 65.3%, and so it's a fail. Right, that's it.